Welcome back, chemistry fans. That was just a preview of what we're going to do. Today, we're going to talk about equilibrium and how it can be proven in the laboratory. So what we're going to do is we're going to take two chemicals, mix them together. We're going to see a color change. Then we're going to try and reverse that color change and then back to the original color. So we're going to prove based on color where we are in the equilibrium. So let me share my screen with you so that you guys can see. Actually, let me share my camera with you so that you can see where I'm at here. Nope. I'm going to just switch the video to here. And I need to stop the share. So now you can see what we're talking about. So in this area here, I've got two containers, beakers of water, about 20 milliliters each. Then I'm going to fill them with two chemicals. I'm going to put iron nitrate, iron 3 nitrate in one of the containers. I'm then going to put potassium thiocyanate, cyanide. And what we're going to use is just a simple scoopula, and we're going to scoop out an inexact amount. I'm just going to try and scoop out what I think is approximately the amount that we need, and it's somewhere less than a gram, somewhere in this range right here is what I'm going to put in here. And we are going to then stir that up in just a second. I'm going to do the same with the other material. And these are easily cross-contaminated. So I do not want my material to get everywhere. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually, I'm going to try and get a little bit out of here. Same amount. I'm going to put it in here. Now, what you will notice from this is that I've already got some color changes in here, indicative of what we put in here. So with the iron, you notice that it starts to have a little bit of a orangish yellow color to it. And then with this potassium thiocyanide, I don't see any colors that are in it. It looks like it's probably just pretty much a clear substance. Now, what I have back here is just my cleaning solution. I don't want to cross-contaminate, so I'm just going to stir this up, make sure it's nice and stirred. And again, you can see there's no color in there, nothing special. I stir this up, and what you could start to see is, yeah, it does look a little bit like urine. It's nice and pretty yellow. Okay, so what we're going to do then is we're going to pour one into the other, and this will be evidence of making a product. The product of these two materials, the iron and the cyanide, the thiocyanide, is going to make a nice, pretty color. So I'm just going to pour these together, and you'll see an instantaneous change. So what you notice there is just a little bit of it goes a long way, and it makes it, what you see is a little bit black, but if we push it to the sides, it's a blood red color. Okay, so we've established that we can create a product. We've got something new, and evidence is from the color change. Well, what we're going to want to do with this is now I'm going to see if I can reverse it in any way, shape, or form. So I'm going to use two different chemicals here, and one of them is sodium phosphate. Sodium phosphate is going to combine, and it's going to shift and free up those ions so that we start to see a little bit of a color shift back towards the yellow. So I'm going to add just a little bit of this, again, same amount. So just a little sprinkle in here is what we're going to try and add into it. And as I stir it, we should start to see a little bit of a change. So as I stir this, we should start to see just a little bit of the lightening of this, and it should start to reflect a little less of the dark red, and it might start looking a little bit more orange. And if I continue to dissolve it, you'd notice it's no longer a nice dark, it's more of an orange. So let me put in just a sprinkle more, and let's see if we can shift it even further back to the yellow. So now I think you're starting to see, oh, okay, the ions are getting free. We reverse the equilibrium to where we were before, where now there's ions that are free. Well, what if we want to reverse this even further? Sorry, so where we have the thiocyanate free, and that's what we're freeing it up. So now let's see what happens if we add some iron to this, make it more readily available. Let's see what happens to the reaction if I just take a sprinkle of this iron chloride. So it's going to put ions back into it, and we're going to see what happens. So right away, what did you notice? It starts to cause the reaction to shift right back to where it was with the red. So the more that I add, we might see a little bit more of this red developing. And so I have now created evidence that we can cause equilibrium to shift back and forth if we add the correct materials in the correct amount. So that's equilibrium, and at least there's proof of it. So thank you very much for your time together, and I will see you soon. Thank you again for staying with me. Hopefully you got to experience this live. Bye-bye. Talk to you soon.